City Hall. Okay, so, and we are about to start our speeches. I don't know. Okay, so this is them. All right, so this is them being angry about our freedom of speech. So we are gonna go live right now. Okay. All right, we're live. WDI, fuck your fascist lies. Who's street? Who's street? On the street. Who's street? When I say friends, you say go right, friends, right. Okay. This is us. You're live. Yes. Fashion will use the liberal state to protect themselves. Hello, San Francisco. To be here. Stand up. Lesbians. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, and
Melinda, we can't really hear. So the sound is not really working. We can't hear this. We can't hear. So you maybe need to get your phone nearer to the speaker. Yeah.
Exclusively rights. That is especially the sixth stereotype. Some females who virtually every public and private institution. Whereas lesbians and institutions. Specifically targeted for so-called conversion therapy and other institutions of psychotherapy and religion. Where biological has resulted in the creation of lesbian-only spaces and the demonization of lesbians who recognize sex, abuse dating relationships, and say they're lesbian. Is opposed to all girls, instead, therefore, he has resolved. Exclusively same-sex attractive. Sexual domestic service, sex,
including that force or persuade them into the sexual activity. So, the lesbians are married to the sexual and romantic partners. Let's dating apps where lesbians have the right to the lesbians have the right to discrimination on the basis of their lesbianism. And the planet like the lunatics that they are. San Francisco has a proud lesbian history. Lesbians created a culture in the early days of the women's liberation and gay liberation movements. At times, even mainstream American culture was rebelling against ancient injustices by being visible and loud and proud and San Francisco lesbian community was the most out loud and proud of all us lesbians. 1970s. Joined San Francisco's first ever gay and lesbian pride on rights. They got all dressed up for the occasion. They looked totally outrageous and they missed me with style. I was so proud of them. Dykes on fire, brought to that. I all that style and all that righteous anger and all that charisma and all that wonderful noise. Perspective. My lesbian sisters in that city too, in our jeans and flannel shirts. Are central to the 1960s. But the San Francisco lesbians created a lesbian separatist culture. The lesbians from the coast, you not proud, but your politics and culture. I'm very like Then, so. Once again, be safe. That's how. 1 minute. Okay. The next speaker is excellent. What does it mean to be a woman? Stops the game. to organize all of our sex-based rights and to all see we will stop. Sit down. Conversation with the people yelling at us, but they won't do it. They won't do it because this is all they've got. All right, our next speaker is our next speaker. Lesbian is a word, a label, the condition that holds women in line. When a woman hears this word tossed her way, she knows she is stepping out of line. She knows that she has crossed the terrible boundary of her sex role. When you strip off all the packaging, the essence of being a woman is to get fucked by men. Well, lesbians say no to this basic demand. This is why Monique Wittig said that a lesbian is an escapee from the class of woman. She also urged us, there was a time when you were not a slave, remember that. You walked alone, full of laughter. You bathed bare-bellied. You say you have lost all recollection of it, remember. You say there are no words to describe it this time. You say it does not exist, but remember, make an effort to remember, or failing that, invent. We are watching as women, especially young women, are colonized back into the near slave status. Objects, not people, a collection of body parts that they can never truly escape. This battle is held up as rebellion when it is in fact the most
desolate submission. In my 10 years, we hated our bodies and we punished them with eating disorders and self-harm. And yes, those spread by wild social contagion. Nothing has changed except for the worst. These practices have now been medicalized and institutionalized. Your doctor will take care of that horrifying female fat with chemical injections, and your surgeon will do the cutting for you, and the federal government will pay for it. And most of the girls who are shunted down that path would grow up to be lesbians. It's the gay and lesbian kids who are being trans. Young lesbians are being gutted of their uteruses, their ovaries shut down, their breasts sliced away, having surgeries to their clitorises, and their vaginas atrophy, all before they should be our next generation of warriors, and the battlefield is instead their female flesh. The loss is not just personal. Lesbians are always the beating heart of women's liberation. Every so often, lesbianism and feminism come together for a brief moment, and there's an explosion across the culture. Women make progress when women love women. It's just that simple. I was there for the last explosion, and it sustains me still. Instead of inhabiting the soft animal of your body, as poet Mary Oliver said so sweetly, our bodies are now an object to own and then to starve or slice until it approximates the punishing, promising image. Our genitals are now a commodity to be obtained rather than tissue to inhabit. The exquisite nerve endings, where animal meets angel, severed to create a surgical simulacrum. There is nothing wrong with the animals we are. And from this, I will not budge. I'm also not budging from this. No one is born in the wrong body. Your body is yours, and it's a miracle. It's patriarchy that hates you, not me. The right-wing brand of patriarchy says, if your personality doesn't match your body, change your personality. The left-wing brand offers to change your body to match your personality. And by change, they mean chemicals and surgeries that will destroy your fertility, your sexual organs, your bones, your liver, your heart, and your lifespan. I have no word for this except sadism. Meanwhile, feminists are still here, still arguing for the inviolable integrity of every human body and your right to inhabit yours, no matter who you are. There is nothing wrong with you. The police have upped their game as the pornographers conquer the world. Gender locks down ever tighter. Most women are submitting in frozen silence. And I understand. Women have lost their jobs, they've lost publishers, they've lost custody of their kids. They've been threatened so badly they've had to move, and they've been physically assaulted. The worst part for me is that no one believes us. I can't speak in public without a phalanx of armed professionals to protect me, and we're told this isn't happening. We're going to have to match their contempt with our courage. We're going to have to match their brute power with our fierce and fragile dreams. We're going to have to match their endless sadism with a determination that will not bend and will not break and will not stop. And if we can't do it for ourselves, we have to do it for the girls because there's no one else to do it. Remember, do your best to remember, or failing that, invent. Point out that these people are saying a chant that says Laura needs to brush her teeth, which is pretty idiotic and amateurish, and also they don't even know how to pronounce her name. That's the level of sophistication of these people. They don't even know the name of the woman they hate so much. All right, our next speaker is Irene. Good afternoon. San Francisco has long been a hub for gay and lesbian activism for over 100 years. Dubbed the gay capital of America in 1964, San Francisco is the first city in the US to legalize gay marriage, the first city to elect an openly gay official, the birthplace of the Rainbow Pride flag, the site of the first Gay Business Association, and the birthplace of the Daughters of Bilitis, the first organization in the United States dedicated to advancing the civil and political rights of lesbians. In the last 10 years or so, gays and lesbians have made tremendous progress in legal recognition and public support across the US, thanks to the work of lesbians especially, who are generally less wealthy and have always had to fight harder for visibility, even within so-called communities of same-sex attracted people. But many long-revered civil rights organizations have now moved almost completely to focusing on so-called trans rights in an attempt to continue to get funding and maintain relevance. This so-called marginalized group prioritizes the sexual quote, rights of men above the safety of women, especially lesbians, in an insult to the progress that lesbians have helped bring about. Now, lesbian bars and dating sites have all but disappeared. Whereas once lesbians were told they just hadn't found the right man yet, now trans rights activists use even more noxious and violent language to pressure lesbians to accept them as sexual partners, with noxious terms like concealing used to describe their boundaries. Incarcerated women, too, who are vastly disproportionately lesbian and bisexual, are not seen as worthy of protection or of their own spaces. It's evidenced by California Executive Order SB 132, through which, as of late August, 52 men have been approved for transfer to one of the state women's prisons in California, resulting in sexual assault and harassment of female prisoners by male inmates. As a straight woman with no history of incarceration, I need to contemplate how far this is from my personal experience. So why do I speak on it? The biggest gift that radical feminism has given me is to learn to trust my instincts. This has involved more unlearning than learning. Recognizing how much patriarchy has warped my senses has allowed me to ungaslight myself. So I never again accept the notion that myself or any woman enjoys her oppression. Having better instincts has helped me to see my position in the world more clearly, has enabled me to extract myself from harmful situations, and most importantly, has allowed me to see myself in women whose lives look very different from mine. Being born into a different sexual orientation would have come with additional dangers, but they are types of dangers I'm familiar with. Others in my life, I could have been sucked into a bad relationship with a man, leading to life-altering criminal convictions. There, but for the grace of God, go. San Francisco, in particular, and California in general, is a grim harbinger. What is to come for women in the rest of the country? Whatever happens to lesbians will eventually threaten all women, just like whatever violence gets inflicted on incarcerated women will eventually come for all of us. Altruism is not even required for straight women to stand with lesbian women. We silence and separate ourselves at our peril. By Audre Lorde, a Black lesbian feminist, writer, professor, poet, and civil rights activist. Her essay, The Transformation of Silence into Language and Action. Going to die sooner or later, whether or not I had even spoken. My silences have not protected me. Your silences will not protect you. And of course, I'm afraid because the transformation of silence into language and action is an act of self-revelation, and that always seems fraught with danger. I began to ask each time, what's the worst that could happen if I tell this truth? Next time, ask, what's the worst that will happen? Then push yourself a little further than you dare. Once you start to speak, people will yell at you. They will interrupt you, put you down, and suggest it's personal. And the world won't end. The speaking will get easier and easier. And you will find that you have fallen in love with your own vision, which you may never have realized you had. And at last you will know with surpassing certainty that the only thing more frightening than speaking your truth is not speaking. Thank you. Well, let's be the front lines of this fight, and we, the lesbians, the San Francisco Police Department has put up a double barricade because these people cannot control themselves. Stand with lesbians. Our next speaker, these people hate lesbians. That's what's going on right here. They hate lesbians and they hate women's free speech. Next speaker is Goldie. Something that always is what changes. Back in the day, it was witch. We've seen that before. We know. We know. So the quote Jen Isaac said, the fact that society believes a man who says he's a woman instead of a woman who says he is not is proof that society knows the man knows the woman. The next quote is from Andrea Dorkin. It's the most regressive thing you're seeing. It's worse than 1950s, which at least then they knew we were women. We were below it, but we were still women. We were still human. They're going worse than that. They are worse than 1950s stereotypes. And we're not falling for it. The quote by Andrea Dorkin: to right-wing men, we are private property. To left-wing men, we are public property. In either case, we are not considered humans. And that is what they're standing for, and that is what we are ready by our speech. Stop working. Never mind. Okay. They want to drown speech. All we do is expressing a person to speak. This movement, we're in San Francisco. Sorry, they're attacking the police right now. I want to give a massive shout out to the San Francisco Police Department right now. Thank you. Thank you. Children, I know what it's like to wish to be your boy. I know. In a society, they're getting over with strict. I grew up where girls did not count. We did not have voice. I had morning prayers that we just skip over. Making me a slave. You were not making me a woman. I had to look at that. You. They're using every movement has done this. As soon as they get their areas, which is because they see you're done. You're the first one's gone. They use you for your labor, your emotional support, and everything. They're not here for you. They're here to use you. Young girls, the only escape from your oppression. The only escape do because I knew it's gonna have to go. Just give me yes, they call it Jewish. What's they often say that it's things to destroy what takes lifetimes to build. And we are not going to let it happen. Everybody asks, where are the feminists? Where are the women? We're here. Join us. We have to stand up for our sisters, and they've been fighting the battle of love. It's our job to join. Thank you all. Women's rights. I know you believe these people are calling us fascists because we're standing up for lesbians. Does everyone understand what's happening? These people are calling us fascists because we are here to stand up for lesbians. That's literally what's going on right now. Okay, our next speaker is Teresa. Hello there. So I just want to share my thoughts on queer theory, and major themes within queer theory is questioning of social norms and transgressive norms. And so we should question social norms, but just because some social norms should be transgressed doesn't mean social norms should be transgressed. Social norms can be stupid, unnecessarily restrictive, and are harmful, but sometimes they should be left alone and have a legit basis. It just depends. There does seem to be a knee-jerk negative reaction to and contempt for those who are simply different and not necessarily malicious. Sometimes societies pathologize what is not pathological and do not pathologize what is pathological. I have a lot of empathy for people who are mistreated and stared at just for being different. There does seem to be this, why can't you just be like everyone else type of thing going on. People look down upon me all my life for being different and outside the norm, which isn't an inherently good or bad thing. The irony is, though, although I'm critical of queer theory, if queer simply means outside the norm, then I am the quote queerest women you will ever come across, even if I'm exclusively sexually oriented to adult human males, aka men. Harmful restrictions, discrimination, and homosexuals have faced. Some societies have discriminated against same-sex attracted people, and of course that's wrong. This is an example of where a perfect example of where societies have unjustly mistreated people just for being outside the norm, and in this case, a heterosexual norm. Queer theory is homophobic in its own way because it models everything. And how can you be same-sex attracted if sex doesn't exist? LGBT is very different from TQ+. Though some transgressions are good or neutral, queer theory strongly regards transgressions as an inherently good thing. They destroy boundaries is what queer theory and trans orthodoxy does. Basic rights like there's so much pedophilia and apologetics from queer theorists. You can see it with your own eyes. The founding document of queer theory defends the quote erotic orientation of quote boy lovers. Pedophilia and sadism related because they are about getting sexually aroused by harming and violating others. A rape culture. It is so extreme. The feminists and liberals go around and around about boundaries and boundaries and boundaries, and the enthusiastic, supportive about queer theory, the T-cult, which is literally about destroying boundaries. Queer theory may have some kernels of truth, like questioning norms, but it is a very ideology, a very homophobic ideology. Regarding the critiques of queer theory, Jason, he has provided presentations, an excellent explanation, which has helped shape my understanding and critique of queer theory. Thank you. Sure. Right now. That's what's happening. Okay, our last speaker is Julie. All right, we're gonna have our lesbians. Lesbians. Lesbian, not really a lesbian, she's a traitor. She's a traitor to all women and all girls. And her name, you know that name, Megan Rapinoe. Boo to Megan Rapinoe, who used every aspect of Title IX to further her soccer career, become a world-class athlete, make tons of money in endorsements and professional fees. And she stepped away and said, let the men in. She retired and said, come on in, guys. You play the game. She sold every woman out. She's messed up scholarships forever in the NCAA. She's not a true lesbian. She believes women are women. At all. She needs to shut up and sit down and let the real lesbians speak. We're here for lesbians. We're here for all women. We're against rape and queer culture, which breaks down the barriers for children and women. So we're here to fight for women. They're terrified of our message, but we're never going to shut up. Let's go. Thanks so much, Julie. We will never stop fighting in women's prisons. We will never stop saying that a lesbian is a female homosexual. And I will just say to my friends over here, no men are lesbians. We'll see you soon.
I would like to stay on for a minute longer and show you the scene here. This guy is behind our line here, kind of snuck up. This is what they've been shouting. They're the ones who've been shouting the whole time. They say weird, stupid things like Lear, Keith needs to brush your teeth. I hope you can hear me. Okay. I think we're moving along. I think we're marking. I need that box. You got the boxes that were over there? Okay, right. Okay, we're getting in our car now. We're heading out. Where's the second one? Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Are you still recording? I am. Yeah. Live stream still going? No, I think the live stream's not going anymore. I can't hear.
Yeah, the live stream is going. It is going.